Woody Wommack joined by Mike Farrell for our first episode of Transfer Thursday. Each Thursday, Mike and I are going to be breaking down the biggest news from the transfer portal right here on YouTube. Also watch us on Twitter and elsewhere. Mike, you ready to get into it?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, so our transfer edition of the week, it's a little light this time of year, but Tyrone Truesdell transfers from Auburn to Florida, another Auburn defensive lineman, headed down to Gainesville. This is a plug-and-play guy who's going to be eligible this season.
Yeah, this was a late transfer. I don't know what he did. My assumption is he did something. I haven't dug into it, but it's a big loss for Auburn and a great grab for Florida because he's interior linemen in the portal are extremely valuable. They're very hard to find big bodies that are athletic. He's got SEC experience, and he's going to plug right into that rotation immediately. So there's some talent in there. Of course, everybody sort of focuses on Gervon Dexter, but this kid's going to be SEC caliber interior lineman right away for them. So they kind of got lucky because it's a late one.
All right, now the big transfer story this week, Kevontre Bradford, former four-star running back, transferred from LSU to Oklahoma during the offseason, and right before the season, he's back in the portal again. Rumors have been he might go back to LSU. There's sour grapes. You mentioned Lincoln Riley commented on it today. Kind of explain this bizarre situation to us.
Well, I mean, it was a weird transfer initially because this is a kid who wants to play right away. Very talented. Ed Orgeron loved him out of high school. They didn't have an established running back at LSU. They've got some guys. John Emery's a guy that we talked about at one point in time being a fringe five-star, but they don't have the guy. So he didn't fit in. He didn't fit into the offensive game plan. Went to Oklahoma, but Oklahoma's loaded. I mean, he wasn't going to play there. With the transfer portal, obviously bringing Eric Gray in there and Kennedy Brooks back. I mean, they're probably 5 deep at Oklahoma for running backs. So that was an odd one. Already, he's disgruntled. He's back in the portal. I don't know where he's going to land. LSU might take him back. Like I said, Edo loved him, but it's one of those where he's also probably going to be immediately eligible wherever he goes, because what I've learned from the Joey Gatewood situation is it's not a one-time transfer rule. It's an anytime transfer rule. Anytime you want to jump in, you'll be immediately eligible.
Crazy story, really. If he ends up back at LSU, that's just going to give Oklahoma another reason to dislike LSU. We know, dating back to the Jacob Phillips saga.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What is wrong with you? You can't stop yourself, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's right.
I did nothing wrong. Our new social media manager before you did that, not me. I'm innocent.
That's true. You did not. We knew Jacob Phillips was going to LSU for weeks, maybe even a month. I told Josh McCuistion that, and he didn't believe me, and that would be the last time he doesn't believe me.
But listen, our social media manager tagged the kid in an article where I said he'd be a better fit in the SEC, and now I've been dead ever since. So I love how you brought up Jacob Phillips. That's great. Thank you.
Okay, our transfer alum of the week. This is a transfer that's making news, making headlines, and this one is a big one. Former four-star Joe Milton, who one time told me to go F myself when he didn't win the MVP at the rival camp in Orlando. He has won the starting job at Tennessee after transferring from Michigan, and boy, he's everywhere. It seems like this was a slam dunk. He came in late, took him no time to overtake former five-star Harrison Bailey and the quarterback transfer from
Hooker.
Yeah. So what do you think, Mike?
Well, didn't he tell us to go F ourselves too when we invited him to the 5-star challenge as well?
Yeah, he was. Well,
there's a couple of them.
I had told him, Joe, hey, you were great today, but Michael Penix was just a little bit better. And he said, hey, Woody, I'll tell you where to stick.
Yeah, and he was, I think he was a replacement for the 5-star challenge quarterback team. So he rightfully told us to go where we should go. I'm surprised. I mean, we all know what we saw in high school. Joe Milton, cannon of an arm, very little touch, very little consistency, had a horrible senior year. and kind of was projecting the wrong way, wasn't developing. So, he looks great against Minnesota last year at Michigan. Maybe he's put it together. Then he stinks really bad. Moves on to Tennessee, and I'm like, okay, they've got a 5-star, Harrison Bailey. They got to play him, or he might enter the portal. Or Hendon Hooker, had his moments at Virginia Tech. There's no way Joe Milton wins this job. So head scratcher to me, but again, I'm not a coach. I wasn't there at practices. I don't know who looks good, who looks bad. And this is not Josh Heupel's recruit. Harrison Bailey is not his guy. I could tell you this, if Jeremy Pruitt were still there, Harrison Bailey would be starting.
So Josh Heupel loves to throw the deep ball. We expect Devin Hyatt to be running deep downfield, and Devin Hyatt or Jalen Hyatt? What's Jalen?
Jalen Hyatt. I don't know who Devin Hyatt is, but
Devin's his little brother, who's also super fast. He's a 2023 4-star. Anyway, we expect Jalen to be running deep down the field, and Milton's got a cannon arm. Now, accuracy's been an issue, but I expect, especially against Bowling Green, which we'll talk about on our picks show, I expect them to let the ball fly, and that should be exciting for Vols fans to see.
Should be, but they lost all their wide receivers.
Well, hey, look, they still got Hyatt. I'm telling you,
Listen, I'm just saying, you got to have 50-50 ball guys for Joe Milton to be successful. You can't have guys that get wide open.
All right. Well, I promise you that Devin Hyatt, Jalen Hyatt, Jalen Hyatt will score a touchdown of 50 yards or longer against Bowling Green.
All right, I'll take that. Over under on that is a half. I'm taking the under.
Okay. All right. We'll settle the terms later. Okay. Some quick hitters. We're running out of time, Mike. Let's go quickly. Joey Gatewood to UCF, eligible immediately. Do you think he plays this year at all?
Tight end. Next.
Tight end. Maybe some goal line situations, right?
He's not a quarterback. We've learned that. It's taken us 6 years, but we've learned it.
Andrew Chatfield transfers from Florida. This was a guy who was a contributor. Fell down the depth chart, huh? Couldn't make
edge. He's a tweener. He's not a linebacker. He's too big and slow to be a linebacker. He's not an edge guy. So I'm not sure where he's going to end up. He had all the offers, Miami, Florida State, Ohio State. Not sure. I see him as a group of 5 guy.
And last but not least, T. Hodge, talented running back guy who got hurt late in high school, had a slow time coming back. He's at Tennessee. He's the latest Vol into the portal.
I don't know where he's going to end up either. I think, a Memphis or somebody like that would be a good fit for him. But I will tell you this, the 2 running backs that used to be Tennessee Volunteers are both going to rush for 1,000 yards this season and be superstars. And it's just going to dig that knife in deeper.
All right. I would watch Kentucky. I haven't heard anything, but Kentucky was heavily involved in his recruitment, and he's Randall Cobb's nephew. So,
didn't know that. That's a good one.
Put that under your cap. All right, that wraps it up for Transfer Tuesday. Or Thursday. You can find us every Thursday on the Rivals YouTube channel. Search Rivals Features on YouTube. All right, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thanks for the Jacob Phillips. Appreciate that.